part two of this edition of TW Wrestling Talk. In this first edition in the month of February. Man, we're really steam throwing our way through 2013. Already over a month into it. And we're coming close to Valentine's Day next week, as a matter of fact. So, I find it, we're going through this year pretty fast. Valentine's week is, week of love, if you will. But on the flip side, we have someone who came back last week to bring the pain. That is Brock Lesnar. Kind of in the midst of this season of this time of love, Valentine's Day and all. We have Brock Lesnar bring the pain. This week, beating up on The Miz on the Miz TV segment. Definitely, possibly the highest point of Raw to me. Just anytime Brock Lesnar comes out and beats someone up, that tends to be a high point, if not the highest point of Raw. Throwing director chairs at The Miz lying outside the ring, F5 in him near the couch. It's interesting to see where they're gonna go with Brock Lesnar. He just kind of beats up on whoever. Last week the Chairman, this week the Miz. Whoever it is, he just comes out and beats up on. So find that interesting. How he'll just beat up anybody. It doesn't matter who. And there's no clear-cut direction right now. But speaking of Brock Lesnar bringing the pain, here comes the pain. I have a little contest going on here, if you will. It's a chance for you to earn TW Wrestling Talk membership bonus points, if you will. That you can accumulate throughout the year, and at the end of the year, win a nice little prize. If you're one of the leading people with points. So basically, what I said, here comes the pain contest. I want it goes anytime this month. Just send me a message on the YouTube channel. Title it simply, here comes the pain moment, or whatever. And basically, all you have to do is just explain something in your life that happened to you, or something that you witnessed, that brought you some pain. And I'm not talking about I got hurt in a serious car crash, and I'm not looking for something like that. I'm looking for something that kind of has like a funny twist, a little funny side to it, as well as a painful side to it. And you just do whatever, just type whatever is necessary to explain what happened to you, or what you witnessed happen to somebody else, hands on. And if you even have video footage of it, you can send that in too as well. If you are willing to, go that length to do something like that. But for the sake of it, I'm gonna give you a recent Here Comes the Pain moment. So anyways, here's this happened to me recently. Actually, this past Christmas morning. It was it was a nice Christmas morning. The sun was out. There's snow on the ground from Christmas Eve up here in Pennsylvania. I had just gotten some oatmeal ready in the morning. And I just poured hot tea, and from there I went and sat down on the one of those L-shaped couches if you will. It could seat like 5, 6 people going around. Um, and the the spot where there's like a place that you can like set a drink and whatnot was taken. So I just kind of sat, in the middle on one side. Um, I had I was holding my bowl of oatmeal in my hands, so I had my piping hot mug of tea, um, sitting between my legs and my in my lap essentially. Um, so yeah, I mean, I just sat. I've only been sitting down for a minute, and we have these two little chihuahuas, probably no more than 5 pounds, and so one of them, decide they make their way. They're on one end of this L-shaped couch, and they go around the turn, and they come, to my lap, and the one, so she essentially she's like trying to cross over and over my lap, and as she's doing so, I'm telling her, be careful, because I'm sitting there with a piping hot mug of tea, that I just poured. So, and sure enough, one of her back paws uh, ends up going into this piping hot cup of tea, and she gives a big scream, leaps out, and in the process she spills about half of this piping hot tea all over my lap.
Oh my God!
And essentially that was my reaction. I stand up. Um, I don't scream. I take it like a man, of course. Just give a oh, it really wasn't a good feeling. I was trying not to draw a whole lot of attention to it, um, not to make it overly painful looking, but I had to walk it off. I set down my I found a place to sit my tea and oatmeal down. I just walked to my room and changed, um, of course. But for the rest of the day, and even like the next day, things felt unpleasant. I had that that burning sensation, um, for the rest of the day. I managed to get through Christmas all right. It wasn't a huge deal, but um, on the other hand, I mean, let's just say I had second-degree burns in the few weeks to follow, in a place that wasn't too great to have second-degree burns. So I mean, you know, tell something like that to your buddies at work and probably get a reaction like that. So there you go. There's an example of what I'm what's being looked for here in this contest. It's quite simple. Um, just write it out to me, and I'll be sure to take a look at it. And at the end of the month, who knows, you could find yourself the winner of this contest, um, and 10 bonus points. It's what we're all. By the way, all current subscribers have 10 bonus points, just for being subscribed early on in the year, or heading into the year, of course. So you can earn yourself, gain an edge here over others with this little contest. Um, Basically, from here, what I wanted to talk about was the uh, the match now that appears that is going to happen at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. It is going to be the first time we'll see a tag team Elimination Chamber match, a 3-on-3, featuring the Shield versus the team of John Cena, Ryback, and Sheamus. Um, I like the idea, certainly. Um, this is a good environment for the Shield to look strong in. Um, you know, and again, it's first time they'll have a 3-on-3 elimination chamber match. You know, in the past they'd never done that. In the past, you could do such thing in, you know, WWE's video games, but it was something that we never saw happen, you know, something we have never seen happen yet in the WWE. So I think it's a good idea. Um, you know, they don't have really that much for Sheamus right now. It doesn't seem like they, you know, unfortunately, they don't have so much for Ryback right now. Um, and you know, John Cena, obviously he has his work cut out for him at WrestleMania. Um, but this is a good, you know, this is a good way for them for the bridge to bridge the gap with John Cena, before his build-up match to WWE, you know, for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania. Um, but and on top of, you know, like I said, this is a good environment for the Shield to flourish in. Um, I don't the only I don't I just don't quite know how they're gonna top their match at TLC. There I mean that match was something special. Um, you know, it's gonna be hard to top that match really. You know, in the near future, certainly, but you know, they can try. I mean, I'm sure it'll be a good match. Um, you know, except for times when, you know, if we see John Cena doing his 5 moves of doom, then I'd make an exception there. But I think it should be a pretty decent match. On paper, at least, it looks like it will be. That's and you know, this is good. I mean, the result. I don't. I don't think it's crucial. Um, you know, for the Shield to. I mean, maybe some would argue that it is. It would really. I mean, if they did pull out a win against these three guys who, you know, WWE has a hard time booking as losing clean. You know, I think it would definitely be huge for the Shield. Um, it's so you know, I mean, I don't I'm actually, you know, I'm behind the Shield. I would, if they win, that'd be awesome. Um, I might even hope that they win. Um, you know, just because you know, I enjoy whatever they do. You know, they're complete to me. Um, this faction is certainly on the right track. At least what they give us. You know, I couldn't ask for better from them really. So, um, I I wouldn't I definitely wouldn't blame WWE if they gave them a win, but that's probably a long shot, given the way they booked John Cena, um, and at times even Sheamus and Ryback. Um, but I think, you know, at the end of the day, I don't think it's totally gonna hurt the match if the Shield loses, as long as they don't, you know, like if Ryback happened to be the last guy on the one team, you know, left, and you know, maybe then I might be a little more interested. But if we see one of these, you know, Super Cena endings to it, and you know, then I don't think that's gonna go over a whole lot. But you know, there's always a great chance that that will happen. But you know, with John Cena, um, very likely to win the WWE Championship at WrestleMania, I don't see a reason to, you know, that they can't have him, you know, maybe get the Shield over a little bit here. Um, give them a, you know, a good rub like that. Um, you know, again, he's probably gonna become WWE champion at WrestleMania, predictably. Sheamus, we just don't know what they're doing with him right now. There's no clear cut direction for him. Um, I think they're kind of giving him a break from the World Championship picture now. And Ryback, I think I'm hoping that shortly after WrestleMania, they will start thinking about making him WWE champion. But for now, he's kind of in the boat with Sheamus. Um, you know, just more on Raw. So I, whereas the Shield, this match will be their first match since TLC. I mean, their matches are few and far between. The formula of them is different than everyone else. Just the nature of their stable. So, I say why, if they're gonna, if each match they're gonna be in is at a pay per view and it's gonna be like a big brutal match, I mean, you know, have them win. I say, unless the next night on Raw they're gonna beat up somebody, have a good. Unless shortly thereafter they're gonna redeem themselves against another team or whatever. But just the way they book the Shield, knowing how they book the Shield, their next match after Elimination Chamber would logically be at WrestleMania. Looking ahead, so um, it'll be interesting to see though. Regardless, this match in general, and I like the Shield. I enjoy watching them. I enjoy hearing their theme song hit. You know, I don't from perspective like mine, I don't see how you can't like the Shield. I think all three of those guys have a future to me. Whether right now together, certainly, and maybe on their own down the road. So, in this match against these three big WWE stars, could definitely prove to be a big stepping stone for them in their future here in the WWE. And I'll wrap this second part up with this edition of TW Wrestling Talk. Thanks for tuning in, and I encourage you to stay tuned for the next part of this edition of this week's TW Wrestling Talk.